Okay, grade 11s, I'll be looking at exercise 18. Now at this stage, I've gone and I've completed all of the ledger accounts already. But I want to show you how the financial statements note number 3 works. Now, we've done most of this in here. And you'll remember from here that we have our cost price, accumulated depreciation we minus. So cost minus accumulated depreciation gives me my carrying value. But if you think back now, I taught you that these are my balances at the beginning of my financial year, before any changes has occurred. Then we have our movement. Now, movement consists of additions at cost. That's when we buy, so that we will plus. And disposal at carrying value, that's our new one, we will minus. If you sell anything, you will minus it. And then depreciation for the year makes the value of my asset less. And then I get my balance at the end. So I work down. From there, I work down to get my next one. So this is what happens during my financial year. And then separately I do this part, which is my balances at the end of the year. At the end we have cost minus accumulated depreciation again. Alright, so let's fill in what we can. Let's start with land and buildings. Now for land and buildings, they said, during the year an amount of 169 was debited to land and buildings. This was for additions to the storeroom and repairs to the ceiling. The error must be corrected. Now because this has already been completed, these amounts are included in my balance. So if I were to show you the land and buildings account, this is what we've done. But remember, this is wrong. My correction over here is the 29,000 for repairs. That does not belong there. So that's a mistake that we have to correct. But we first have to work back to see what is our balance at the beginning of the year. So I will start here with a 2465920 minus the 29,000 minus the 140,000, and that gives me a balance of 2296,920. So at least I know what my balance at the beginning of the year is. Now, this is wrong. Shouldn't be there. So now I go and correct my balance at the end of the year. So I only say balance at the beginning plus the 140,000 gives me a total of 2436,920. And that'll be my balance. So that's after the correction has been completed. Now let's look at the financial statement to show how we would enter this. If we refer to this account now, remember we had an incorrect balance for land and buildings of 2436,920. Now I'm writing the wrong one. 2465,920. Then I subtracted the full 169,000 to get the balance at the beginning of the year, which is 2296,920. We never have accumulated depreciation on land and buildings. So that minus 0 will be my carrying value at the beginning of the year. Additions we had for 140,000. We didn't sell anything. We never have depreciation over here. So now I start there plus the 140 and I get my carrying value at the end of the year. And remember, that is my balance at the end of the year for land and buildings then. And land and buildings never has accumulated depreciation at the end of the year. But let's look at equipment now. Please keep in mind we had an asset disposal of equipment. So if we look at this now, the asset disposal was on the 31st of December. It was sold at a loss of 3,500. But the very important thing here is where they say this entry, no entry has been made in the books. That means the balances that we have over here is my balances at the beginning of my financial year. So that's before any changes was made. So if we look at this now, balance at the beginning of the year for equipment is 620,000 minus accumulated depreciation at the beginning of the year. So if I subtract that, I get my carrying value at the beginning of the year. Now we didn't have any additions, but my new one, asset disposal at carrying value. Now let's remind ourselves, how do we calculate carrying value? Carrying value is cost price minus accumulated depreciation. Now because this is asset disposal, this will be the cost price of the asset that I'm selling and accumulated depreciation of the asset that I'm selling. But on which date? Not the beginning of the year, but on the date that I'm selling my asset. So if I were to show you the asset disposal account where I completed everything, that is my cost price, 18,000. Accumulated depreciation would be the balance at the beginning plus depreciation for the year. In other words, I would take these two and subtract them. So it'll be cost price minus accumulated depreciation, and if you go and calculate that gives me 6,000. Now once again it's in brackets because it decreases the value of my asset. Depreciation for the year, if I refer to my depreciation account, it'll be these two figures. The one for step 1 on the asset being sold, and step 6 assets at the end of the year. So I would take 3,000 plus 120,400, and that gives me a total of 123,400. Right, if we look at this calculation now, just to remind you, we started here. 620,000 minus 280,000 gave me 340. Additions we would have added, but we don't have. So now we minus asset disposal at carrying value, and we minus depreciation. And that gives me a balance at the end of the year of 210,600. Now, when we get to the balances at the end of the year, once again, I'll refer to my answer that's already completed. In my answer for equipment, I had balance at the beginning minus asset disposal gave me balance at the end. So that's where I get my 602 from. Accumulated depreciation, balance at the beginning plus depreciation minus asset disposal, step 3, gives me my balance at the end of 391,400. And now if you look at this, if I start anew, there, 602,000 minus 391,400 gives me the same balance. So it has to balance. So that has to calculate to be this figure. And when you work down, you also have to get the same figure. In other words, it balances. Grade 11s, now I want you to go and try this on exercise 19. where you're going to do the financial statements, note number 3 as well. Thank you.